Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the New to Wrestling podcast. This is Xavier,
And this is Kelsey.
and we wanted to wish you a very happy and healthy new year. There's not going to be a full episode this week, as we're just going to ride out the rest of 2024, first day of 2025, with what we have had going. Next week, though, you will see the full fallout of Bad Blood. So you have that to look forward to. But we wanted to come by and just kind of reminisce about some of our fave moments over the past like year. We'll keep it
Yes.
short and sweet. Yeah, we'll go from there. Kelsey, do you have a couple off the top of your dome ski that stand out to you?
Okay. One of my favorite moments, there's a few, but one of my favorite moments that you said was when we talked about the sign that said Sable is able, so let's get raw, and you just went jail.
Jail. Absolutely jail.
I don't know, there's so many moments, and a lot of times, like Xavier and I joke a lot, like if we're rewatching the episode when it posts, because I do sometimes it's hard for me to rewatch because it's hard to hear the sound of my own voice.
I
But
get
other
that.
times I watch because I don't want to always repeat myself. And sometimes if I don't watch, I do end up repeating myself. But I'll send him like clips like, oh my God, what you said was so funny. It's really embarrassing, but like I really do laugh at what we say, which is so bad. But
Oh, oh, fully.
I'll be at
I
work.
got a text message from this one watching the episode this week on like the biggest TV, and she's just like, the God complex is so real. So it's just like
So
our
violent.
giant heads. It's so
Horrible.
good.
In my defense, it was the Bad Blood episode, and most of the background was this amazing image that you put of Undertaker holding his own head, which was fierce. But I just
Mm,
like, I don't know, that match, like I really got into, not that I'm not into the magic of wrestling, because I surely am, but that match was like so crazy to me. And I was home on break from my job, and I was like, I don't know, I'm sitting on the couch, like, and the TV's right there. Like, I know how to cast. So I did it, and I was like, this feels wrong. Like, I don't know. It's just like
I get
us.
it.
But I'll be at work, like, laughing. Like, I'll have my AirPods in and laughing, and someone will be like, what are you laughing at? And I'm like, me and Xavier. Horrible. So
So good.
embarrassing. But
But I love it. Some personal faves of mine this past year. Getting to work for the festival for WrestleMania. That was a fun
yes,
episode to get to come back and kind of be like, look at all the people I met and got to like
so
be
good.
very involved in that little world. Was fun for a
Yeah.
week. Also, our guests that we had this year were a couple of great episodes. Also,
Yeah.
Woody of Suplex Vintage Wrestling, which now has a location in Florida if you're in Orlando. So
Yeah.
which
So
our
amazing.
other guest,
Congratulations.
Robert Martyr, actually works at. So, um,
No, you're
yeah,
kidding.
no,
I
um,
didn't know that.
yeah.
Oh,
So
I
those
love
those
that.
were definitely two of my like highlight episodes. Definitely go back and listen to those if you haven't. They're just
Yeah.
genuine people who genuinely love wrestling, and we
Wonderful people.
yeah had a great conversation like around that. Um, but yeah, so those were a couple of my like highlights from this year.
And I was gonna say after those, because Xavier and I like we haven't been doing this for too long, but
Mm,
after we again, Woody and Robert, such wonderful, genuine people. After interviewing them, it was like being high. It was crazy because I was like,
right.
I felt we were like, what are we doing? This is crazy, like la la la. And then we had such a nice time with both of them, and obviously that speaks to their character as well, like just taking
Hmm.
our amazing little show so seriously. But we were like afterwards, like, oh my God, this is like the best I've ever felt about anything.
I
It
know
was
it's
so
so good.
amazing.
So definitely something
Yeah.
we're gonna try and do more of in 2025. Kelsey and I both work in the retail world when we're not doing this. So the holiday
Mm-hmm.
season tends to be a real race to the finish line, a real beating on the body
Yes.
and mind. So
Mm-hmm.
um definitely something to look forward to in 2025. But on
Yeah.
that kind of note, we have a favor to ask you all. We have been nominated, if you have been watching the episodes, you are kind of already know. But we have been nominated by the sports podcast group for the best wrestling podcast for the Sports Podcast Awards. So if you are so inclined, we would really, really appreciate your vote. This is just a fun little show that Kelsey and I do because I love wrestling so much, and I wanted to share something that I loved growing up with somebody who one has no idea what they were getting into, and two that I love so much. Just because it's such a fun time for the both of us. So
Mm,
if you are so inclined to vote, you can vote at sportspodcastgroup.com. So again, that's going to be sportspodcastgroup.com. The information and links will be in the description of this episode, as well as all of the episodes that come out during the voting period. Voting ends on January 13th, and uh, the winners will be announced at the end of the month or towards the end of the month, is what I was told. So by the time this comes out, we'll have about 2-ish weeks to get the votes out. So if you were so inclined, we greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for all the support over the past year, wherever you show up, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. You
hmm.
are uh everywhere. You're all over the world. You're
It's crazy.
finding us in different parts of different parts of the day, different parts of whatever. I've recently someone we got a comment for somebody who went back and like on our first ever video and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch." So all that great stuff we thoroughly,
Insane.
thoroughly appreciate. It's insane to the both of us that anybody gives a rat's ass
Oh
what
my God.
they say.
Wild. When we first started, I literally no lighting, no camera. I was sitting on the floor, like
Right.
in my room and like using clothes to balance like the camera on. Like,
So crazy.
honey, we have set design now. We've come
Love
so
that.
far.
Love
It's
that.
so
Love to see it.
crazy. It's
Ah,
yeah,
so
no, it's
good.
really insane that anybody gives a shit. I love that. And we
No,
and I think it's fun because like we give a shit.
right.
Like and so but I don't know. It's just like overwhelming because I we talk about it this all the time. Like it's really insane how much we both love to do this. Like actually
Mhm.
sit down every week and watch and like gab and whatever. And then
Right.
when you guys also like it, we're like, what? It's just
Yay.
nice. And like we're so grateful and I hope you know we always are. And I say that a lot, but like we really, really are. This is just so much fun.
Ah, yes, 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 yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, we are wishing you a happy and healthy holiday season. We know this year in particular, the holidays were packed. All of them were in within like two like seconds of each other. So if you've
Yes, it
made it
was
to
a
the other
lot.
side and you've survived, welcome. It's a new year. Make whatever you can make of it. Thank you for the support, and we'll catch you on the next one.
We'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.